So anyway, so juveniles can be charged, or not juveniles, but anyone in the age of 21 can be charged for the .02 law, which means if you're under the legal limit of .08 but over .02, you can be arrested for the .02 law, and basically that's an administrative arrest. We do the exact same things that we would on a regular OWI. The difference is that it's administrative and not criminal. When you get arrested for drunk driving, which is over the .08, it's criminal where you have a jail, go to jail, you have a fine, and then there's also the administrative, which is where the DOT comes in and suspends your license. The .02 is just a suspension of the license. There's not necessarily a criminal charge attached to that. Well, clearly we've had everything from people being picked up for drunk driving, which is the most minor thing that can happen, in my opinion. And those first offense drunk drivings are usually between $5,000 and $8,000, and that's if the person pleads guilty. Obviously, if they hire an attorney, if they take it to court, I mean, that continues to rack up the cost. So it's very expensive to get a drunk driving charge. The worst thing that I've seen is people being killed in fatality car accidents because they're drinking. And drinking, when you drink, the alcohol attacks the receptors in your brain. And what that does is it slows everything down. So your reaction time is slower. And it's more than just, okay, putting my foot on the brake. It is actually processing the information in your brain that that car is very close, or there's somebody stepping out into my lane, or being able to process that the road is slippery and I probably shouldn't be driving this fast. Everything is very delayed in your thinking and your reaction time. And that's why we see so many accidents with drinking and driving. Well, I think part of it, we refer to it as liquid courage. You know, as for young people, there's a curiosity. What does it feel like to get drunk? Or, you know, does it dull my senses? Or, you know, it starts with a curiosity thing. The problem is that none of us know how addictive our personalities are until we try something. Like for me, I am very addicted to Pepsi. You know, it doesn't impair me to drive, but it certainly is not good for my teeth. It's not good for my body, you know, caffeine and sugar overload. But none of us really know until we start something. And that's why we really educate on alcohol and marijuana, because they do the same thing to the brain. They're pretty equal. And what we don't know is you might start drinking or smoking marijuana, and you might too, but the reaction of your how addictive your personalities are going to be different, and none of us know that until we're already in that arena. And that's why there's such a huge problem with alcoholism, and it costs the United States billions of dollars every year for the people that get into accidents, for the people that go to rehab, and you need more and more to get the same kind of fix, if you will, even with alcohol, you know. And it's when you get behind a vehicle, you're literally driving a 2,000-pound tank, and you're impaired, and that's why we see so many accidents. It is the #1 killer of kids your age, drinking and driving. And I think partly it's a new thing. You know, you get into that car and you're invincible, and, you know, I feel fine. I'm still awake and I can still process things. What you're not realizing is you're processing them incredibly slow. And that's why for you guys, it's a big push for me. You know, I don't want you to drink, but if you do, you've got to not make another ridiculous decision by getting into a vehicle and thinking that you're okay to drive. Well, it's the same thing as I tell my son. Again, I don't want you to drink, but if you do, please don't drive. I'm not going to be happy with his decision if he decides to drink, but if he calls me and says, Mom, I'm at such and such party, you know, I've been drinking, I'm going to come get him, no questions asked, because I can't express to you how dangerous it is to get into a vehicle if you've been drinking. You know, there's just so many things, bad things that could happen. And the very minimum is, you know, especially like now with the roads so unpredictable, slide into a ditch, officer shows up, now they're testing you for drunk driving. I mean, you know, so many things can change so quickly, and I know that's not anybody's intent when they drink and drive, but it's just not smart.